When you think of an artist, you probably think of your favorite artist. Maybe these amazing people on the internet, or maybe Leonardo da Vinci, I don't know, man. I have been drawing for a little bit casually, but they're not very good, as you can see, and of course, I want to get better. I mean, I know I can get to their level, but at least I don't want to be a DeviantArt level guy, you know? Now, I want to learn the fundamentals, the head, the anatomy, poses, shading, coloring, lighting, background, clothing, okay. Calm down. While going through this, YouTube recommended me this video from Sleepy Silly, which is a art learn challenge thing from Marc Brunette. Now, I have tried learning before, and most of the time, I start, then practice a bit, go through with it, and then eventually drop it off. But this time, I want to do this properly and get some views. I mean, actually go through with it. Now, I barely know any art terms like this, so to see a dumb ass do this instead of 30 in 10 days. I want to speedrun. Watch along. So the first couple of days was working with balls, I mean spheres. You draw a ball, then you draw a pair of balls. I had a good reference. And then you do surgery, I mean cut them in half. Then comes vanishing point, which is the point and which is something that has been decreasing, disappears altogether. Back to balls. Next was to draw a ball with a light source so that there's shadow, basically light blocked by objects, and light cannot go all the way through, so darkness. You don't have to think this hard, just let your brain do this thing. It's living there rent-free for a reason, right? First 2 days later, we moved from circles to other objects such as cylinders. We're trying to put its form shadow to convey 3D-ness. Listen, I just learned about this term, didn't know they had names. Then you draw a box, then a smaller one, and another smaller one on top of its head. And then we move from that to different shapes. I can't show all because that would ruin the original video's purpose. So one day was about eyes.
Wake up.
Which I didn't understand. Like, do I just draw the circles or do I actually have to learn the eyes? So I went back, did this, and now I understand a bit more about the eyes and how they work. Also, one was about twisting cylinders. We also had to twist solid forms like the boxes as well. A sphere which you cut in 3 equal pieces, and I don't think I can show that, so I'll just blur it out. Next, we have to draw a tower of volumes, which for the love of me, I could not draw straight lines with. I don't know why. It's not because of my sexuality, I swear to God. It has to do with the way my tablet is set up.
But what the hell, boy?
Also, this thing reminds me of the cake ming for some reason. This is where the big boy training starts. These exercises include a horizon line where the vanishing point will rest on and draw boxes in those lines. So, what is a horizon line? The horizon line or the eye line is a horizontal line depicting the viewer's eye line. So you build a box, connect the dots to help find the middle line. Next, we have to draw buildings on both sides from the horizon line and the vanishing point, and a road. Thank you, God, for these amazing exercises. Day 24. We have to use 2 vanishing points, X, Y, and Z if you want to add depth. Using the lines, you have to draw boxes or chests, he says. For the one on the bottom, my brain instantly activated, my neurons fucking firing, and I got it immediately. But the one on the top, okay, the one on the top took me a bit. Like, my brain could not understand what to do. But after spending a bit more time trying to understand, I think I got it, but I still think this looks awful. So, moving on for now. Hey, it was to draw a maze. Really cool practice. Now, I didn't make it as big as the videos, so that's why I couldn't make it as complex as possible. Also, still can draw freehand straight lines. This was a training where you have to rotate a box from one side, one of the planes, to the other side and show it actually being rotated in 5 to 6 steps. Also, having the plane being crossed out so you can draw the center line. It was supposed to be in 5 to 6 steps, but Chip forgot. So day 10, for me it's the final day, but for the video, a couple more days, was to draw a hand holding a cylinder. Final work was to draw an actual skull, using a real life skull from your enemies, but I have none, so I used Pinterest. The way to do it is use simple shapes first, then add details, but I understand how it feels when you hear that. What if I can't understand how to deconstruct? Well, for me, how the skull worked is I had no idea how to deconstruct, so I didn't want to rely on the video either. I just started putting down shapes that I thought might work, and I feel like you can get away with that most of the times, because remember, you can just add the details later and it will eventually turn into the thing you want it to turn, so I think it went on pretty well. So, after 30, 10 days, how much did I learn? Well, I'm not sure. Yes, it helped me with drawing lines a lot better, forms. Now, I'm not sure rushing it in a way changed the learning process. I feel like it would have been the same even if I were to do it in 30 days. I decided to draw these two things after the exercises were done. I first drew a toilet, and then I put Rebecca on it for Skibbity. And during the exercises, I also finished these. This one was from a meme that I saw on Twitter. This one was a villain from the new movie of My Hero Academia. These others are just heads. And this was done for the new Shaq meme. I also drew this from the McDonald's Japan. I also did this. If it was during the training or not, I forgot. And I also did this. You know that meme, did your mother give birth in a minefield? Yeah, she did. A character from Supervive, Joel. Really enjoyed playing her and doing a little portrait kind of thing. But I didn't want to just end it there. So I redid some exercises that I thought were good to do. Different volumes stuck together, a normal box being contorted and distorted, bended, rotating a box, double vanishing points, and the maze works alongside that. I did them better now. The lines are better. I followed the vanishing point lines for the maze. I tried to understand how the box would get bended and tried to understand how each plane would become bigger or disappear by rotating each plane. It's not only that, I also did the skull again, but I think this is better left for the head part, which I want to do for the next video, is to learn the head alongside its facial features, how it's constructed, alongside the hair, and maybe the neck as well. Now, while editing the video, it took me longer than it should have because I'm trying to learn how DaVinci Resolve works and also learn all the cool new edits which I saw from Tipo. While working on DaVinci Resolve, I figured out I should also use what I already know from the other software, so that's why it took me longer, and the commentating part is so bad. My script did not match up with my video, so I had to either lengthen or shorten each clip. Henceforth, the video looks all over the place. In the next year, I feel like this is going to be a cool plan that I'm trying to do, but for now though, we might deviate from art to something else for the next video and then go back to art. This time I actually went through with the exercise completely from day 1 to day 30, or in my case 10, because remember I spade ran, and I think it did help. At the end of the day, I think it did help. The forms are better, lines are better, and not gonna lie, all the drawings that I did in between doing the exercises and after whatnot, I used what I learned, even with the heads and things, because you need to use boxes and circles, right? So they do matter. So this exercise did help more than I think, or I'm not sure. I think it did help. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you.
Audios.